Hey guys, welcome back to Suitcase Princess. My name is Shanna. If you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4 who loves to encourage you to take your kids and get out. Today, I just wanted to pop on and give you a little bit of a discussion about vacation value versus vacation cost, okay? Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find us right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Suitcase Princess. Now, we come here and we share, we do explore our corner of Texas and beyond. We have done some fun and amazing things, and we make a point to come here and share them with you. One of the things that I absolutely do want to pride myself on is my ability to save money doing the things that we do. Now, I do not focus on being incredibly strict with the budget. I don't do that. I do not focus on, squeezing every bit of penny out of it that I can. I don't do that. But what I really do try to do is maximizing the value that we get for the dollars that we are spending. And that is something that I come here and I share along the way because I think it's really important that people know that they don't have to spend a ton of money to have a good time. This comes up a lot in Disney circles where it's like, oh, my coworker told me you can't go for less than $12,000. Like, well, that's not true. But it is where you are gonna find the maximum amount of value, and that's a little bit different for every family. So one of the things that I always try to do is I will talk with my husband, and the way that I do this is there is an actual cost of vacation, right? It costs X amount of dollars for this. What I like to do is think about the value that's going into those dollars. And because of that, it has actually always led me to Disney. And I have to say that is because it just happened again recently. I've actually filmed this video a couple times and struggled a little bit on getting what I felt was like the right wording to convey the message that I want to convey. And I think I finally feel good about this. So recently, right around Labor Day, we went to, not Labor Day, later in September, we went to Dallas to do pictures with our amazing photographer. And while we were there, just happened to be that it was opening weekend of the State Fair, which I have always wanted to go to. And we've just never had a reason to be 5 hours from home on a weekend that was while the State Fair was going. And my husband has like little to no desire to ever actually go. So he was never really like working that hard to make it happen. But conveniently, it happened this year. So we got to go to the State Fair of Texas. Woo, woo, woo. Yes. I have a video all about it. So super excited, got to do it. And it was not I don't know what I was expecting. And I didn't do a lot of research ahead of time. But it was not very different from like our local Houston rodeo. It just wasn't. There's a couple things they have that are bigger, big Ferris wheel that stays there all the time. They have essentially the Disney Skyliner. But I was absolutely floored by the cost. And not necessarily the cost because I know that things are expensive. I totally get that. Things are expensive. Right now is inflation, sure. But I did not even a little bit, not even a little bit, feel like the value was in the dollars. So they had some crazy things going on, right? Like they have the Skyliner. The Skyliner was 10 tickets per person per ride one direction. So like you could go from this side to that side for 10 tickets per person. Their tickets were $1 a piece. $1 a piece. So our one ride, because it's the only ride we did because of the cost, our one ride on the Ferris wheel cost my family of $48. $48. Now there are a lot of places. For example, we're very close to Landry's home base. We're very close to a lot of like Landry's offerings. Okay, so they have like the downtown aquarium, and I've got videos on this as well, where it's like if you did one thing, it's like $6 or $7. But they have opportunities to pay like $25 to get the full day of rides, as many rides as you want, the whole shebang, which is a better value. The State Fair did not offer anything like that. So The value in that super wasn't there. The value in the snacks we bought wasn't there. I don't have a problem with paying what something is worth, but I've got to see the value in it. And the value for me just simply was not there. Now, usually what I am doing is I am applying this to our like Disney vacation. So people will tell me, oh my gosh, have you been to, and I know a lot of people, almost everybody I know has been to like Great Wolf Lodge in the Dallas-ish area. And they're like, it's so fun, you know, you do all these things. And every single time that I have looked at it, I have felt like the cost for like a weekend was so high. It just wasn't worth it to me in my brain, the value, when I can look at things and be like, well, that's, yeah, it's half the cost of a Disney trip. I might as well go to Disney for a week. And that was true. That absolutely was true. And it still is true in many respects. If I'm paying $48 for one Ferris wheel ride for my family of 4, if I can get everybody into the parks for, let's say, $400 that we can ride, at least 8 things. I mean, you're seeing what I'm saying as far as the value being there. And that absolutely used to be the case when we usually fly free with our Southwest points. When we had passes a few years, when we weren't paying full price for both kids, a Disney trip, honestly, wasn't all that expensive as far as costs went. Plus, if I'm looking at days where I can have a solid 12 hours in the parks with all the shows, all the rides included, that was a greater value to me. If I'm not having to pay for flights, that's a greater value to me. However, and it could be I'm paying for both kids now, one kid is a price at as an adult, and with the prices of Disney offerings going so high so quickly, it has rapidly become a situation where we have booked our next trip, and I think the video right before this or the video right after this will be me showing you how we book those things. I was not the one who was pushing for a Disney trip. I honestly wanted to make like a little California adventure out of it and throw Disneyland in, but not like a dedicated Disney trip. However, we are rapidly, I think, ending, and we were people who went multiple times a year. We are rapidly ending that kind of window where it is an ideal vacation for us. And that is for a couple of reasons. One, my youngest is 6 now. We are about to take our first Disney trip without a stroller at all. So we are in kind of a little bit of a different stage of life as far as ease of traveling with our children. But it comes down to me, the cost value. We are taking we have, I think, 8-day park tickets. With it being so crowded, everything is so high, priced so high, the discounts are so few and far between, and we're going in January when it is traditionally lower crowds. And I'm intentionally, we'll get to this in the other video, but I'm intentionally avoiding all of the big things that happen. I am paying, and granted, this is, you know, all the big things. So the main reason that we're going is because my oldest was like, I want to be able to do Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique again before, I want to be able to dress like a princess again before I'm too old for it. And so it's like, if your mom heart doesn't shatter into 1,000 pieces, we have raised these babies on Disney, so that is what we're doing. I foresee one more really big Disney adventure for Disney World before our vacation style truly changes. Because it's easier now that my kids are older to do other things. You guys know we recently had an Alaskan cruise and a Canadian vacation, and we spent less money than we're spending on this Disney trip. We went in January of 2020 to Paris. We took our family of 4. We spent less money on that, including international airfare, than we will be spending on our upcoming Disney vacation. We spent less money taking our family of 4 to Paris and Disneyland Paris than we will be spending to jet over a couple states to Florida. It has become one of those things where I am just no longer seeing the value in a Disney vacation. And my heart breaks a bit for that, because for the longest time I would have told you it was absolutely the way to go. And for many people, I guess it still could be. But right now, I just don't feel like the value is as high. Like the value is there the way that it once was for my family. So now when I am looking at Royal Caribbean discounts and I see that I can take my family of 4 on an 8-day Mediterranean cruise, hitting 4 different European countries for $2,700, but that barely covers our park tickets, then that is just not something that I am still seeing. I'm struggling. I'm working really hard to see the value. And so I am hoping that our upcoming trip is wonderful and amazing. And I know that it will be because we just love Disney. We absolutely do. However, I think that as far as vacation value goes, it's about time that we start getting to some other places because the value is absolutely going to be, I think coming up, is absolutely going to be taking our girls on bigger and better and different things that will actually have a lower price tag. So I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know what we're going with. But guys, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find us right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Suitcase Princess. So what I want you to do when you are thinking about the cost of a vacation, it is not just about the dollars, but it is about what those dollars can do for you. So yes, you can do a ton of things in Disney for the dollar that you spend, whereas that same dollar just didn't get me as far at the state fair. It is not literally just about the dollar spent. It is about what all you can do maximizing that dollar. And so I do still think that things like Disney are a better value for your dollar, for example, than like the state fair that we just went to. However, I am starting to look at other things that might be a better value for my family than Disney. And that, breaks my heart. We have been diehard Disney for so long, and it genuinely was a stellar value for us. I just feel like that is no longer the case.